passenger wall, driver wall is done, floor is done. So now I gotta put the floor, lay it down, put these two walls on, start actually squaring it up, and making a physical camper area. This is progressing really well, really well. I have both my walls clamped in position, not welded yet. I gotta still square them up. But this guy is going to be roomy. That's almost all the livable space right there. I had to rearrange from the garage, put all the windows and doors underneath so I can use that space for storage while I'm doing other stuff. So I moved my actual bikes and stuff out of the way. But here we go. So I'm going to cut the crossbar for the back, crossbar for right here, clamp it in, square it up, then weld it up, and I'll have everything actually squared up. Then I can start working on the front wall. Then after the front wall, I'll make the back wall. Then I got to make the supports for under the bed. I got to double measure that, because what I might do is I might bring another 2 or 4 inches down here to get a little more storage and a little more beefiness for support. And we'll go from there. So front of the cab 75.5, back of that cab 75 and 5/8. So I'm gonna make it both 75.5 and help force it where I want it to go. So at this point in time, I'm gonna be kind of deviating from my original plans. I'm gonna keep the shape the right size, but the dimensions are gonna be based off what's actually being built. So I don't, build it according to the plans, but then it doesn't actually fit because I didn't build it according to the plans apparently. Anyway, so here we go. So this is going to be our top of the front bulkhead member. This is going to sit 1 inch down from the top and weld up. I gotta figure a way to keep that square and true. And to do that, I'm gonna use these boys. I think I set this up so I go like here, then I put a 1 inch spacer right here. That shouldn't work. That won't work. Because it's got to be 1 inch out also, and I can't get the spacing work, so I have to do it inboard. So I'll flip it over so I'm not fighting the tabs. First gouge probably made into this table. So what I'll do is I'll clamp into position already, square up the corner, do the same thing over there so it's already squared up, pre-tighten some quick clamps so I can clamp it in position, not have to fight it the whole time. Put this over my head, I'm going to wish I got the aluminum ones. So, make this straight, make that there, move this up until it hits. This might be the one with 2 fit through. I think this one doesn't fit. Yep. This one does. Bueno. Snug that up because I don't want that thing falling on my head. So I can do this 2 ways. I can take this, drop it here, mark it 1 inch, but I'm going to do something a little different. Piece of 1 inch stock, top justify it. I'm going to act as a stop. I'm just going to push up till it hits. That'll make my fit a lot easier because I'm going to be fighting a bunch of other stuff. I don't want to be trying to micromanage 1 inch. I want that inch already figured out. Future ones I'll probably have the squares clamped onto the actual structure. Then I just rest this on. Hindsight being 20/20 as it is, I'll probably have the right move for this. that for the other one. So see, this is anywhere near right now. Just hang this one on the side so it's holding. Because this side's going to be one of the pain because I clamped it backwards. I'll be back. Try this again. I'm going to try it. Okay, try to clamp them on. These tips are flush, so it should just set on top. I should have done that the first time. Boom, and boom. I originally wanted it clamped onto this beam so I can draw it in. I'll just draw it in by hand, that's it. So look at this, just decided to do it right, finally. So decided to do it right this time. Put a piece of square tube here, just a small piece to line up the edge, mark the edges, clamp them in. Now I should be able to take my cross member and just set it on top of the shelf. Now what I do is I'll figure what side I want to start with, square to that, clamp it down, drag the other side over, clamp it down, actually progress. Okay, so I'm gonna measure, check my square. I'm gonna clamp the other side before I actually weld anything. I want all this clamped in position, accurate. I'll get back to you after I clamp the other side.
The second brace is relatively easy to do. I took all my time figuring out how to do it on the first one. After that, it was simply squaring up and welding. Unfortunately, I got a phone call and some family members came over, and I ended recording and forgot to turn it back on. So that marks the end of this episode, guys. Thank you for watching.